Well, my first question that I've been asking everybody is that obviously Mel Brooks has had such a massive influence on film and television all the way back to Sid Caesar. So what was your first exposure to his work?
I grew up with this book and album, Free to Be You and Me, and he played a baby in it, and Marlo Thomas played the other baby, and they were like talking about their gender, and he's like, hi, I'm a baby. Well, what do you think I am, a loaf of bread? Like, it's like this whole thing. I literally grew up knowing this entire skit. I would imitate Marlo, imitate Mel. I feel like this formed me doing like all the voices I do for animation, 3,000-Year-Old Man with Carl Reiner, Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety. Somebody asked me, do you remember the first time you saw History of the World Part 1? No, I don't remember, because it's just always been a part of my DNA and my nervous system. Like, this is the thing that everybody understands. Like, Nick asked me to play his wife in this. He texted me because we've known each other for years and we do animation together, Big Mouth and Human Resources. And he texted me, do you want to play my wife in History of the World Part 2? I'm sure I was like the 25th text, like the other people were busy. I don't give a shit. I'm so fucking happy that it landed on me. And he texted, do you want to play my wife in History of the World Part 2? And I said, voice or face parts? And he texted back, face parts. And then I texted him back, a fangul hand. Like, what else am I going to say? No. Nick Kroll asks you to come over and help him, like, clean the dog shit from his backyard. You are there. Yes, sir. Anything for Nick, anything for Mel. And that's what everybody, I think, the whole like village, like that came together. But the difference is it's like, it's just like, it feels like a happening. It felt really, really special, like rare air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely, it's someone who also grew up with History of the World and with, Spaceballs and Young Frankenstein and everything else. It feels like it really captures that air of all of his work. And I wanted to know, you are in one of the few sketches that sort of stretches over a sort of multitude of episodes. So, and obviously a lot of that is improv, a lot of that is sort of kicking things around, but is there anything that ended up sort of on the cutting room floor that you wish sort of would have made it in there?
Oh, I have no idea. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of it. I'm dying to see it.
That's fair enough. I mean, I can tell you right now, your sketch, the whole Russian Revolution thing, I think was personally my favorite one in the entire show. You and Nick Kroll are hilarious. Dove Cameron's hilarious. And I spent the entire time wondering why I knew your voice. And then I realized I grew up watching you watching Recess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to Madam Fist.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a little in there.
But yeah, she is a little bit, just a tad.
Yeah.
But is there sort of any difference in prepping for voice work versus something that like this, which is so sketch-based and so sort of based on improv?
You have to have everything at the ready when you're doing, this is like a really high level of satire and parody. And when you're doing voiceover and animation and you're in a booth, I learned years ago, you can't be afraid. You got to look silly. You got to just go for it. You've got to pull everything out of you that you have in your bank, in your Rolodex. And so it's very, very similar. And but the difference is in a studio, you don't need to like get into hair and makeup. But the best performers in voiceover are the ones who have like all of that stuff inside of them. That's why Nick is so good in all of those worlds.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.